Oh, fourth time recording this video. One for random noises, well, a couple for random noises, and one my video battery ran out. But let's see if take 4 gets this right. The reason it has to be take 4 is because I'm currently sitting in my flat for the last evening. There's no internet here. I'm having to record this video now and then upload it using the work Wi-Fi tomorrow. And yeah, it's crazy to think that 6 months ago I started this channel in this very flat, and my first video was talking about England rugby and what Steve Borthwick's trying to do with 3 fly halves and testing out which ones work and which ones don't. It feels like it's a long time ago. I mean, 6 months is obviously a significant amount of time, and it's gone from 0 subscribers to roughly, 1,030 now, and that's been really humbling. I mean, obviously, I'm under no illusions, it's a very small YouTube channel, but it's still crazy to think that there are 1,000 people out there that have chosen to subscribe to watch more of my content, or there's at least 1,000 people that have done that and then they're too lazy to unsubscribe when they realize they don't like the rest of the content that I have to produce. Anyway, it's humbling. I just like to say a big thank you to all the people that have watched, that have liked, that have subscribed so far. It's been really, really cool. I'm now at a point where I can monetize the channel, and it's very, very cool that I can monetize something that is purely a creative hobby outlet for me. Even though it's small fry at the moment, it's very, very cool that I can earn anything from it and that I can be rewarded for it. So big thank you to all of you. This channel has been really cool because of you guys and all the great engagement I've got out of you. So thanks a lot, and hopefully I keep seeing you in the future. Now, speaking about the future, what comes next from the Rugby Illuminati? So one of the key things that I really learned throughout doing the World Cup is that there was a point just before the knockout stages where I was trying to produce content as quickly as possible after games to kind of get into the algorithm as soon as possible, so that my videos would obviously kind of take off, as it was of the most relevant time was straight after the game, and I would get the most amount of views. And I did that for a few games, and I realized that I wasn't enjoying that as much as what I was doing before. I'm talking about like the recording of the videos, adding in funny stuff, or stuff that I think is funny, at least for my very poor sense of humor, and kind of adding that mixed with my analysis of how I saw the game and how I thought things were played out, as well as like future predictions and stuff like that. That was what I really enjoyed. And not only did I enjoy kind of filming those, but the video editing that was involved in that to create all the memes and the scenes and the jokes that I did. That is what I enjoyed, along with doing the rugby commentary. So what has that got to do with the content that I'm going to do in the future? The thing that I learned from that is to do what I enjoy doing, rather than trying to follow a trend or follow what anybody else is doing. So that means over the next few months, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to cover domestic rugby, specifically the Premiership. I think I'm going to sign on to Viaplay to watch the URC and the top 14. I think that's probably a weakness in my kind of area of commentary. I think I'm I'm okay looking at games and seeing what happens for various reasons, and then seeing how teams match up against each other from that. A big weakness of mine, I think, is that I don't have the full context of all the domestic leagues and understanding all the players and where they're coming from and who's coming through the developmental leagues and stuff like that. And I used to be really good at that. When I was a teenager, I watched rugby like all weekend, and like after playing it on a Saturday at school, I would come home and watch all the games, and I would like know all the players and all the squads and everything. And that's a real weakness of what I don't have at the moment, and that's what I really want to work on. I really want to understand the grassroots of all the nations that have been playing at the moment, and that's what I want to do. So that's going to come in the form of, I think, game reviews of bigger games in the domestic league. I mean, I don't think anybody cares about, I don't know, as an example, Northampton versus Newcastle. Probably a bit more people care about Northampton, but I don't think that's going to bring as many people together as like Stormers versus Munster, right? So I think the bigger games I'll do game reviews on. I'll be watching other games as well for my own personal interest. I think the content will also include stuff like international news. I think post-World Cup, now that we are post-World Cup, I'm going to be doing things like what is my World 15. I think a lot of people would maybe disagree and have different opinions of the World 15 that was released by World Rugby. I also probably will do a power rankings post World Cup, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm under no illusions that domestic rugby is not going to have the same pull as international rugby has for the World Cup. My views are going to dip. There is no two ways about that. That's just going to happen. But I'm going to keep producing content for the stuff that I enjoy, that I care about, and that's just what I'm going to do. I also want to do. I think this is kind of dependent on time and money that I have, but away days I think would be really, really cool. I would love to go to opposition stadiums for like Tigers games, or maybe it's just a random game in the Premiership. It doesn't have to be a Tigers away game, and just go and talk to fans, maybe like go to Sale or go to Newcastle or go to Bath or Northampton, like, and kind of do a video log. I hate the word vlog, it sounds lame, but do that for those kind of games, much like I did with like my England-Fiji game for Twickenham, something along those lines. That got a lot of engagement, so you guys seem to like stuff like that, so hopefully produce some of that. And one of the things that's lacking for my channel at the moment as well is I used to do shorts, kind of explaining the game through highlights. I touched in the last video why I've stopped doing that. Basically, I got copyright strike by World Rugby for using their content. I've still got content up there from what isn't the World Cup because I think that's safe, but I didn't want to keep producing that during the World Cup, even though I believed it was fair use. I didn't want to risk my channel being taken down because of it. And I think I have thought of a way to get around those rules. So bear with me here. I get a table. I get like a felt pitch, you know, like one of those like boards that you get that you can put felt, they're like made of felt and they've got like a pitch. Just said the same words again, but never mind. And we use Lego men. I buy Lego men, depending on how cheap they are. Maybe I have to get like Bionicle men or whatever the other knockoff brand is. And I use them to show rugby moves. I show them for stuff that happens at scrums, line-outs, set piece moves from backs, maybe like attacking moves or cross-field kicks, what people see, do this and that, and kind of explain the game more. Because one of the things that I heard from a friend of mine from those shorts is that those videos are really accessible. And I don't think this is necessarily true in countries such as like New Zealand or South Africa, because I feel like it's kind of the national sport, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I've never been to South Africa and I've been to New Zealand once when I was 18. But I think one of the problems that rugby has is that it doesn't have the same accessibility. It doesn't have people pushing it in terms of how good it is as a sport elsewhere in the world. And I feel like the shorts did that. I think it made the game accessible. It explained things that probably a lot of you subscribers that are big Rugby Time fans probably watched them and thought, yeah, of course, idiot, like I know this. But there's probably a lot of people that watch them that are maybe just like, oh, I'm kind of interested in rugby, but I don't really know what's going on. And then they watch that and go, oh, well, that's why that happens because of that. And that's really cool. Now I understand that and I can enjoy the game more. So that's a big part of the channel that I want to gain back, that I think I lost through just having to navigate through the World Cup and kind of have to go in like a different direction quite quickly and change the content. So that's something I want to bring back in some form or another. And I would really enjoy doing that. But yeah, man. That's it. I think that's what I'm going to be doing over the next few months, building up to the Six Nations. And then with the Six Nations, I'll probably do the same thing with the World Cup, where I do a power rankings or a warm-up kind of video, kind of setting the scene, predictions for the tournament, stuff like that. Have some build-up for the 2 weeks beforehand, something along those lines. And then during the game, do the game reviews, same as before, hot takes, stuff like that. Scuffed preview videos with memes coming out the wazoo. Yeah, that's how I see the channel going, and hopefully you guys are along for the ride for a lot of it, and hopefully you guys still keep enjoying the content. As I said, I've got nothing but thanks for everybody that's tuned in and for the likers and the subscribers and the commenters, and I wish to kind of give back more in terms of the comments and replying to you guys in the comments section. Speaking of the comments section, if you guys like my ideas for what I'm doing for content, let me know. If you think they're terrible and you want me if you want to tell me to can it boldy, tell me what you guys would enjoy more, what you guys would like. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to do it. As I said, the promise to me is to do the content that I want to do. But maybe there's some great ideas out there where I go, you know what, that's actually, I'd love to do stuff like that. So let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, hopefully see you around the channel. Thanks very much for tuning in. Support's been awesome. And yeah, can't wait to see where this channel can go with you guys. So thanks again.